Hey, so for those of you who don't know, my name is Kara McCarran, and I'm the host of the She's the Owner podcast and founder of the website and company. So I've decided I was going to put out some content, and if any of you watching know me, I like talking sometimes, but I don't like being exposed in this way. And so I feel like I'm the bottleneck right now in things moving forward, and She's the Owner. And what I mean by that is there's two sides of it. One is to empower, and that word I use loosely. It's kind of an overused word, but the business side of it is so that I can help women, business owners, figure out or understand why they're struggling in certain areas. And not that I'm going to coach or that I'm going to do any of that. Down the road, there probably will be some courses available. I'm not sure yet. But really what the whole idea was behind it was I was feeling too far into what I now understand as my masculine energy, and I wasn't happy. And so I started to investigate and look around and try to understand, like, what did that mean? And I just tried to consume anything that I could around the subject because I was really struggling. And to be honest, I still am struggling with it. My whole life I was raised. So I'll backtrack. When you talk about masculine energy, it's not being a man or being a woman. It's it's the go-getter type of attitude, or the, more aggressive and assertive. When you're talking about goals that you have, you're in your masculine. When you're trying to get shit done, that's in your masculine energy. When you're in your feminine energy, you're more thoughtful, intuitive, vulnerable. That's a huge one. Vulnerability is, to me, the cornerstone of feminine energy, because it's the thing where I think in the society we're the least comfortable with, but it's one of the most beautiful spaces to hold for yourself, is when you're vulnerable with other people and even with yourself. So I created She's the Owner to encompass all of that, really for myself, because I was struggling and trying to figure out, why did I feel like shit all the time? Why was I not getting along with certain people in my life, namely my then ex-husband? So, and all of that is still in here, and I still want to do it. I'm just totally struggling with how to get from point A to point B, which is really weird because I have another company and it's doing well, and I've had it for a number of years with my husband, and it's more pragmatic. It's more do this and this will happen, and it's not heart-centric. Although my heart is in it, it's not heart-centric. And so I guess that's part of the problem with She's the Owner, is that this is really exposing me to myself and to other people. And it's still uncomfortable. But the thing about it is that once you figure out, what energy you want to be in more of the time, it gets easier and it feels good. For, I'm going to say 34 years, probably, I was in my masculine. Okay, I had the capacity to go into my feminine and be more vulnerable and whatever, but I didn't. I didn't really, like I said, I didn't really know what the difference was. And now I understand it. I went to an event with Tony Robbins in December, which just hit it home for me. And I know I've talked about this on the podcast a little recently. But the purpose of this video is I'm going to post a video every day, regardless of how I feel, whether I'm feeling in my masculine, whether I'm feeling in my feminine. The big picture for me right now is to help each other as women to discover this. I say things in a totally different way than other people. Not everybody, but a lot of people, I say things differently. I curse, and I'm okay with that. And if it's offensive to you, I'm sorry, but don't listen. It's totally cool. You don't have to consume my content if it makes you uncomfortable. But what I'd like to do is on the YouTube channel, just start talking about this stuff. And if you want to talk to me about it, I'm 100% here. It's fucking miserable to be one way or the other all the time. And, I don't know. I guess I need to get it out. I need to talk about it. I need to talk with other women about it. And this is how I'm going to do it. Because every time I look in turn, there's someone who I've talked to, whether it's at the grocery store or in my circle or wherever, and I'll say, you know, like, how's it going? And they're like, oh, it's all right. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And almost 100% of the time, it ends up circling back to that woman is too far into her masculine, meaning she doesn't have an off switch. She doesn't have an off button, and she doesn't know how to chill and be taken care of, even by friends, family, husband, or whatever. And I think that's the thing that gets me. Like, I know it's not politically correct right now to some anyway, to be open to being taken care of by a man. Like, if that's your thing, if that's what floats your boat, or even it's not just with men and women, it's like two women. There's always going to be someone who's more masculine and who's more feminine in a relationship, regardless of the sex. But it's not like, you don't have to give one up for the other. And I think that's the thing that's fucking us up right now, is like, we're sitting here thinking, I have to be powerful. I've got a business and people have to, sure, all of that's true, but it's not your constant, this is how I'm going to feel mode. It can be, but you're going to feel like shit. Like I did. I felt like shit. I felt like shit around my kids. I felt like shit around, like dating was not, because I was single at the time. And that was part of what brought this all up for me, was like, why am I not attracting the right situations to me? And it's because I had a dick in my hand. Like, that's straight talk. And other men don't want to be with other men if that's not what their thing is. Like, masculine men don't want to be with masculine women. Or it might be attractive at first and they might appreciate it in certain situations, but it's certainly not. If you've got a mature masculine man, you're not going to get far if you have a woman who is stuck in her masculine. So I think that's, yeah, I just want to bring it up and talk about some of this stuff, talk about the challenges we have and how to fix them. Like, it's a conscious decision every day still. You know, it's new for me to be in this new version of myself, or the old, let's call it the, you know, true authentic version of myself. It's still really new. And every day there's times in the day where I'm catching myself like about to say something that's not in my true feminine core, just to be, I don't know, it's like I'm trying to prove something, I guess. And every single day it's work. And it's okay that it's work, and it's okay that it takes, because like obviously there's, you know, everyone says progress, not perfection. I don't like talking in those cliche type of things, but sometimes they make sense. And like in that case, it makes sense. But like, I'm always striving to do better, but I can tell you that the release of having to feel like that and be in my masculine energy all the time has been really beautiful. I'm also going to talk about hormonal stuff. You know, I like talking about that on the podcast. It's real. I'm 44. I just turned 44, and my body is not behaving the way it used to hormonally, and it's very frustrating. I don't have the energy that I did, and before you jump on and give me advice if you want it, but I will tell you, I do a lot of things right. I drink a lot of water. I don't drink caffeine. I walk 5K every day, most days, not every day. In the summer, it's every day. I take a lot of supplements. I'm on B12. My iron's good. I eat very well. I don't eat a lot of carbs. I do have some salts. I meditate. My supplements are on point. You know, all the stuff that a lot of people will suggest, I'm doing it. I do have a low thyroid, and I don't like to blame that or make that the cause of things, but I think it might need my medication might need adjusting again. But I am really tired a lot of the time, and so that frustrates me because I feel like there's a lot of shit I want to do. And a friend of mine, Jen Edwards, who is an Instagram acquaintance, we'll call it. I never know what to call that sort of thing, but she was really sweet yesterday. She left me a voice memo on my Instagram, and just reminded me that it's okay to not be okay. And my body doesn't push like my husband's body can. There's just time when I'm like, fuck this, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm tired. And it's frustrating, but it is what it is. It's nature, it's the body, it's, you know, I'm getting to that age. But anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do a video every day for 365 days and just see what happens and see if I can serve and help anybody in this way, because it means a lot to me. Like, I hate the idea of, like, I was really miserable this last summer, and you know, I've reconnected with my husband, and that's a huge blessing. And it's a totally different game because I'm not fighting for alpha dog anymore. I'm still an alpha dog in business. And if I need to put that hat on with him, even when we're talking about the company stuff, I will. And he respects it. But I don't have to be alpha dog all the time. I don't want to be alpha dog. I've said that for as long as I can remember. I've said I don't want to be the alpha dog. And now that I understand what that means and he understands what it means, it's a total game changer. And it's sort of that's become my passion, is helping other women get to the level that I'm getting to. And then we just go on this ride together and share and figure out, like, what did you do that made you feel better? What did I do that made, you know, there's a ton of really incredible influencers in the space that I'm hopefully going to be doing some stuff with, maybe sending, you know, maybe we do some co-retreats, I don't know, something. But hopefully you want to hear this. If you're a woman and you're in business, you should want to hear it, because there's a lot more happiness and flow on the other side of your masculine energy. So see you tomorrow, because I'm committing